CSI, Miami was once a symbol of suspense and justice, a series that kept millions of viewers holding their breath with every case. But when the cameras stopped rolling, not every cast member enjoyed a life as brilliant as the characters they portrayed. Behind the spotlight lay quiet tragedies, sudden deaths, destructive addictions, broken marriages, and careers cut short. At the same time, there were also those who rose above the darkness, reaching heights of success few could imagine. Today, let's pull back the curtain and uncover the real lies behind CSI, Miami. Lieutenant Horatio H. Kane, as portrayed by David Caruso, is the soul of CSI Miami, a role that brought him back to the pinnacle of television after many ups and downs in his career. Born on January 7, 1956 in Queens, New York, Caruso took on the role at around 46 years old, presenting the image of a cool-headed, principled, and enigmatic leader. Despite his tremendous success on screen, his personal life was marked by turmoil, including multiple failed marriages and several controversial scandals. After CSI, Miami ended, Caruso withdrew from acting. Today, at the age of 69, he lives a reclusive life, leaving behind a brilliant television legacy, albeit one shadowed by darker aspects behind the glow of fame. Eric Delco, as portrayed by Adam Rodriguez, is one of the youthful and energetic characters of CSI, Miami, helping to give the series its modern rhythm. Born on April 2, 1975 in New York, Rodriguez took on the role at around 27 years old, bringing to life an investigator who is intelligent and brave, yet often torn by personal emotions. Delco's success helped solidify his name on television, but behind it lay a long journey of confronting racial prejudice and the fierce competition of Hollywood. Today, at the age of 50, Adam Rodriguez continues to work as an actor, director, and screenwriter, and is regarded as one of the most resilient figures in American television. Sergeant Frank Tripp, as portrayed by Rex Linn, is a familiar presence in CSI Miami, representing experience and stability within the investigative team. Born on November 13, 1956 in the United States, Linn took on the role at around 46 years old, bringing the gruff yet reliable demeanor of a seasoned police officer. Although not a central character, Frank Tripp is regarded as a quiet pillar who helps balance the rhythm of the series. After CSI Miami, Linn continued to make regular appearances on television. Today, at the age of 69, Rex Linn is considered a solid supporting actor with a resilient career spanning several decades. Ryan Wolf, as portrayed by Jonathan Togo, is one of the most clearly developed characters in CSI Miami, representing a generation of young, ambitious investigators burdened by deep inner wounds. Born on August 25, 1977 in the United States, Togo took on the role at around 27 years old, presenting the image of a perfectionist rookie, intelligent yet highly vulnerable to the pressures that erode him professionally. The role left a strong impression on television audiences, even though his subsequent career did not explode as widely as expected. Today, at the age of 48, Jonathan Togo continues to pursue acting through carefully chosen projects, maintaining a quiet but enduring professional path. Natalia Boavista, as portrayed by Eva LaRue, is one of the psychologically rich characters of CSI Miami, representing the image of a sharp yet deeply wounded female investigator. Born on December 27, 1966 in the United States, LaRue took on the role at around 39 years old, after already establishing a solid presence on television. The role allowed her to expand her image from daytime dramas into the crime genre, but behind the spotlight lay a turbulent personal life marked by failed marriages and the pressures of fame. Today, at the age of 59, Eva LaRue remains selectively active in the arts and is regarded as a resilient figure in American television. Dr. Alex Woods, as portrayed by Khandi Alexander, serves as a unique emotional anchor in CSI Miami, bringing the image of a compassionate forensic pathologist into the midst of cold, clinical investigations. Born on September 4, 1957 in the United States, Alexander took on the role at around 45 years old, after many years working in the arts as both a dancer and an actress. Although not a central character, Alex Woods left a deep impression thanks to her humanity and emotional depth. After leaving the series, Alexander continued to pursue carefully selected projects. Today, at the age of 68, Khandi Alexander is regarded as a highly skilled actress with a resilient and low-profile career. Maxine Valera, as portrayed by Boti Bliss, is a supporting character who nevertheless leaves a distinct impression in CSI Miami, representing the image of a strong, sharp, and capable female investigator. Born on November 27, 1975, Bliss took on the role at around 27 years old during the early seasons of the series. Although she had limited screen time, the role of Maxine Valera is considered an important step that helped her make a mark on American television. After CSI Miami, Bliss continued working in television and independent films. Today, at the age of 49, Boti Bliss pursues her acting career in a low-profile and selective manner. Walter Simmons, as portrayed by Omar Benson Miller, was a breath of fresh air in the later seasons of CSI Miami, bringing the image of a tall, humorous, yet highly skilled art specialist. Born on October 7, 1978 in the United States, Miller took on the role at around 31 years old, following a long and challenging journey to establish himself in Hollywood. Although not a central character, Walter Simmons quickly won audience affection thanks to his charm and distinct personality. After CSI Miami, Miller continued to work steadily in television, film, and voice acting. Today, at the age of 47, Omar Benson Miller is regarded as a persistent actor whose career has been built through effort rather than glamour. Yelena Salas, as portrayed by Sofia Milos, is one of the most memorable supporting characters in CSI Miami, bringing the image of a strong, mysterious female police officer with considerable emotional depth. Born on September 27, 1969 in Switzerland, Milos took on the role at around 32 years old, a time when she was beginning to gain wider recognition on American television. Although she appeared in a recurring capacity, Yelena Salas is regarded as an important element in expanding the inner world of Horatio Caine. Today, at the age of 55, Sofia Milos continues to work in acting and is considered a resilient figure in international television. Dr. Tom Lohman, as portrayed by Clemenson, is one of the most controversial characters in CSI Miami, representing the image of a highly skilled but eccentric and socially awkward forensic pathologist. Born on March 17, 1958, in the United States, Clemenson took on the role at around 47 years old, bringing a completely different tone compared to his predecessor. Despite his strong professional competence, the character of Tom Lohman was not widely embraced by audiences and was quickly written out of the series. Nevertheless, the role still demonstrated Clemenson's versatile acting range. Today, at the age of 67, Clemenson is regarded as a solid supporting actor with a resilient career spanning both television and film. Tim Speedle, as portrayed by Rory Cochrane, is one of the most memorable characters from the early seasons of CSI Miami, depicted as a quiet and sharp forensic specialist marked by deep inner insecurity. Born on February 28, 1972, in the United States, Cochrane took on the role at around 30 years old in 2002. Although the character of Speedle exited the series early through a shocking on-screen death, the role helped Cochrane establish a distinct presence on television. He later chose to shift his focus toward independent cinema. Today, at the age of 53, Rory Cochrane is regarded as an actor who pursues artistry over fame. Dan Cooper, as portrayed by Brendan Fehr, is a supporting character who appears in CSI Miami, presenting the image of a calm and professional investigator with limited room for development. Born on October the 29th, 1977 in Canada, Fehr took on the role at around 26 years old, a period when he was seeking to establish his place on American television following his success on Roswell. Although the role of Dan Cooper did not leave a strong impression, it still served as a connecting step in his journey to diversify his range of roles. Today, at the age of 47, Brendan Fehr continues to work steadily in television and is regarded as a resilient, low-profile actor with a long-lasting career. Rick Stettler, as portrayed by David Lee Smith, is a minor character with a brief appearance in CSI, Miami, representing the image of a man who once held authority but gradually slipped out of control. Born on March 8, 1963 in the United States, Smith took on the role at around 40 years old, conveying a sense of instability and tension beneath a calm exterior. Although his screen time was limited, the role of Rick Stettler showcased Smith's ability to portray psychological depth in characters with darker dimensions. Today, at the age of 62, David Lee Smith continues to act, taking on selective supporting roles in television and theater. Tyler Jensen, as portrayed by Brian Poth, is a supporting character who appears in CSI Miami, representing the image of a young man drawn into the dangerous consequences of crime. Born on October 9, 1978, in the United States, Brian Poth took on the role at around 25 years old, during the early stage of his television acting career. Although his appearance was brief, the role of Tyler Jensen still demonstrated Poth's ability to convey inner conflict and seriousness in dramatic roles. Today, at the age of 46, Brian Poth continues to pursue acting in a low-profile manner through carefully selected projects. Calais Duquesne, as portrayed by Emily Procter, is one of the iconic characters of CSI Miami, distinguished by her portrayal as an intelligent, composed, yet deeply emotional ballistics expert. Born on October 8, 1968 in the United States, Procter took on the role at around 34 years old, bringing a perfect balance between scientific rationality and human sensitivity. Despite her great on-screen success, she faced significant personal pressures, particularly her late journey into motherhood and the quiet sacrifices made behind the scenes. Today, at the age of 57, Emily Procter lives a more private life, focusing on community work and personal creative projects, and is regarded as one of the most enduring and respected figures in American television. CSI Miami may have ended long ago, but the impact of the series and its cast remains vivid in the memories of fans. Some lives were cut tragically short, some lost their way in darkness, while others found the strength to rise again and move forward. Every fate is a story in itself, a lesson about fame, loss, and the power of choice. Thank you for staying with us until the very end. If any story touched you the most, share your thoughts, and don't forget to follow us as we continue uncovering the hidden sides behind the screen.